What's up, everybody? Liverpool have left Old Trafford with a point after a 1-1 draw in what was not a great game of football, but there is a lot for us to talk about in this. Look, I'm going to caveat the start of this stream. You can see by the stream title, I'm clearly saying, I'm standing behind it, Martin Atkinson is a cheat. I'm going to say it calmly, I'm going to say it clearly, I'm going to repeat myself. Martin Atkinson is a cheat. I'm not saying that he was a poor referee. He is a fucking shit referee. But today, he was a cheat. Now, I want to caveat that by saying I'm not saying we were cheated out of a victory. I'm not taking anything away from Manchester United in their performance. I'll get to that as the stream goes on. But I want to make something very, very clear here. There was obvious errors in that game for Martin Atkinson. We'll talk about the goal in detail as the stream goes on and why that should have been a free kick to Liverpool. But how on earth could Martin Atkinson book Fabinho for a situation which was correct? Fabinho's booking was absolutely correct, and not book Manchester United for two identical incidents. How can Ashley Young continuously fall to the ground and be given a free kick? How can Daniel James go down winded and the play be stopped? But when he goes down again later on in the game when United are on the counter-attack, Martin Atkinson allows play to go on. Ladies and gentlemen, I could point out to you 7, 8, 9 incidents in this game of pure hypocrisy from Martin Atkinson, in that he allowed certain things to go for Manchester United and did not allow them to go for Liverpool. Martin Atkinson is a cheat. I'm going to repeat it again. He is a fucking cheat. Now, let's push that to one side and actually get in and dissect the game. I want to start off by saying well done to United. United showed up today. They put in a performance. They battled. They wanted everything. They went into their tackles. If we talk about the goal from United's perspective, it's not up to United to blow the whistle. United did what you're told to do as a kid. They played to the whistle. The ball came. We had plenty of opportunities to defend after they turned that ball over, and we didn't, and United did well. Daniel James did well out on the right-hand side, and it was a good bit of centre forward play by Marcus Rashford. Credit where it's due to Manchester United for the goal and for their performance. Looking at it from a Liverpool perspective, we simply weren't good enough. We shouldn't have allowed Martin Atkinson to dictate the game the way he did. We should have taken it out of his hands. A point, yes, we probably deserved the point. Fair fucks to Adam Lallana for coming on, being in the right place when he did, and finishing it off and getting us the point, which is really, really important. The 6-point lead over Manchester City is a good lead to have at this point in the season. We've played Arsenal, we've played Chelsea, we've played Manchester United. We have Spurs coming soon as well. We've played some big games, ladies and gentlemen, and we still have a 6-point lead at the top of the table. There's so much for us to get through. I want to know your man of the match. I want to know why you thought Liverpool didn't perform to the best of our abilities today. We said it time and time again. Sometimes in these games, I mentioned it in the start of the watch-along, form goes out the window. You've got to fight for every single inch on that pitch today. And I thought, in the whole, Manchester United fought harder than Liverpool, particularly in that first 45 minutes. But our quality told in the second half. We kept plugging away and we eventually got a deserved equaliser, because it would have been a shame if we left Old Trafford today without anything from that game. A draw is possibly a fair result on the reflection of the game. You can talk to me about Liverpool having 62% possession. It doesn't mean anything unless you do something with it. And we didn't. We missed a good opportunity in the first half. Bobby Firmino should have done better. Good build-up play, though. I've got to give credit for that. There's so much for us to talk about here. I promised myself I wasn't going to come on and rant and rave like I was during the watch-along, because now is the time to dissect the game. Now is the time to be clinical, to look at it with a calm head and look over what's happened. I want to say we're starting out tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. I'll be joined by Mark Goldbridge of the United Stand, and he'll give us a United perspective on this as well. Myself and Mark will chat through the game when we both had a chance to dissect it and maybe look back over the game and give you guys a more detailed response. So tomorrow, 9 p.m, as I said, I'm delighted to say I'll be joined by my good friend Mark Goldbridge of the United Stand. Looking forward to catching up. But Mark, now I want to turn it over to you guys, ladies and gents. You've heard what I had to say. Now this is your show. I want to know what you have to say. If you've enjoyed the stream, please do hit that subscribe button as well and give us a thumbs up. We're trying to head to 25k. We need your help. Right, calm down. Time to breathe. Let me go. John Allen said Lallana man of the match. None of the others deserve anything. The game versus City would be really important, said Scotty. Boya said Andres Pereira man of the match for him. Please God say drop Henderson. He wouldn't even get in Leicester's midfield. Why? This stuff does my fucking head in. Nobody played well today, mate. Why is the Henderson hate coming out? What had Jordan Henderson done today that caused us to have that performance? Henderson wasn't great. Gini Wijnaldum wasn't great. Fabinho hadn't got his best game. Firmino didn't have his best game. there was many reasons why we didn't play well today. Stop trying to pin the blame on one person because it's a bit unfair. Keita needs to start, said Meek. I thought he did well when he came on, or MIQQX, excuse me. I thought he looked sharp when he came on. It's good to have him back. The Cop Council, Connor Nisbet, how are you, mate? Or Niblet, excuse me, how are you, mate? Said, hey, Craig, personally, I think it goes down to one of the worst performances by a Klopp side, but we should have won because VAR screwed up yet again. From Sadio Mane's incident for his goal being ruled out in the first half, it was the correct decision. We mightn't like to hear this, but it was the correct decision. We were told at the start of the season, if a goal comes with any handball involvement, whether accidental or not, it was going to be ruled out. And that was the correct decision. I'm trying to be as honest as I can in my assessment here. I can understand Sadio Mane's goal being ruled out. United's goal, as I said, shouldn't have stood. I mean, Roy Keane and Jose Mourinho, even with their most biased Manchester United heads on, are trying to find ways of justifying that. Whereas at least Gary Neville has the balls to say it was a free kick and it should have been a free kick. Stephen Booker said, absolutely rubbish referee. All you guys criticising Mo, we missed him big time, said John T. Roy Keane is angry because United players hug Liverpool players and he talks about respect, said HYS Football. We'll kill him at Anfield, said Jamie Feely. Keita looked good when he came on, said John Irwin. He did, he looked bright, he looked sharp, he was showing for the ball. But I want to give massive credit here to a player who we've all kind of not slated, I don't think that's the right word, but we've all kind of minimised his potential effect in this squad, and Adam Lallana was in the right place at the right time for that equaliser. I'm actually looking at it now as we speak. It was a nice ball into the box from Robbo, beat everybody, and Adam Lallana was switched on at the back post to knock it in and get us that massive point. Per performance, to be honest, by Liverpool, said Bonjani. You're right, mate, it was a poor performance. I'm not going to sit here and say that it was a vintage Liverpool performance. It wasn't. I don't know if we have some kind of a mental block going to Old Trafford. We know you've got to be up for the game. We know it's a battle, and we weren't at our best today. But you know what? We still left there with a point. And that's, if you would have asked me after 70 minutes would I take a point, I'd have bitten your hand off. It's important that we keep the momentum going. We've played 9 games in the Premier League this season. We've won 8 and drawn 1. That's a pretty damn good start to the season. And we already have a 6-point lead over a very good Manchester City team. What else have we got? Lallana plays 90 minutes per season, said Fire Up. He was important today, mate. He got us the equaliser. We've got to give the man credit. We were well below par today, said Patrick. I agree. Where was Shaqiri, said Archie Forbes. I don't know, mate, if he has an injury. I haven't heard, or if he just didn't make the matchday squad. I couldn't tell you, Archie, mate, because I honestly don't know. MUFC Gamer, how are you, my friend? Said, good game. If United wanted it more, 100%, I agree. United definitely went into tackles harder than Liverpool, far harder than Liverpool. Didn't have the quality that Liverpool have, but they gave their best for their manager today. They played for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and you know what? A draw is probably a fair result. I thought Liverpool were poor. I expected a lot more. Pereira was phenomenal. I don't think he was phenomenal. He put in a good performance. I will give the man that. But again, at the level the game was played at, it wasn't a great game. It wasn't a great advertisement for the Premier League. Let's talk about VAR for a second. And I think a lot of us, myself included, are confused as to what the hell... What is the threshold for VAR to actually do something? Whether it be overturning the referee's decision on a penalty, whether it be that incident there with a foul on Divock Origi in the first half. It's Liverpool today. It's been other teams other days. I know we're not the only team that suffered from VAR being useless. But you wonder, are they ever going to go against the referee? Are they ever going to ask a referee to go to the side of the pitch and have a look at a monitor? Maybe the referee's view was blocked. I don't know. But VAR is basically just there for offsides in the Premier League. Can we at least agree on that? After offsides, VAR does fuck all. It's either offsides or nothing. I don't know what's the point of it. They should just say it's only in for offsides and leave it at that. Because there's not been one decision that I'm aware of where the referee has been overruled yet so far this season. They did say there was going to be a high threshold, but you know what? There's a lot on these games. There's a lot at stake when you play. And these fucking fuck-ups can cost teams. It's Liverpool today, as I've said. I know it's been other teams other days. I've seen it during the Premier League so far. I'm not trying to say that Liverpool are the only team that have been hard done by VAR. Absolutely not, ladies and gentlemen. But it is fucking shambolic. I mean, what is the threshold? What do they have to do? Does somebody have to pull somebody over, bend them over the knee and start slapping their arse for VAR to actually do something? Farrell said the problem is the ref has the final say. It goes to video evidence. That should be the final word, period. Manchester City are 2 games further away from the title than Liverpool, said Chris. Yeah, but look, we've played tough games as well. We've had a tough start to the Premier League. I think what we've done so far has been phenomenal. VAR's a joke, said John Allen. Where in Spain was your vacation, said Will. Was in Tenerife, mate. Beautiful, beautiful island. Absolutely stunning. All refs have decided not to look at the side TV. All of them band of brothers, said Jose Allen. As I said, it's easy for me to sit here with my Liverpool hat on and slag off VAR because it's us today. But it'll be somebody else next week. It'll be somebody else the week after. It just seems pointless. It seems pointless outside of offside decisions. And look, it is what it is. If Liverpool play Fabinho, Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain, Mane, Firmino and Werner, that's the midfield and striker, said Imran. And handball in the build-up to goal, said Brian Morrissey. Yes, I forgot about that, and I did say that earlier on. I think correctly, Sadio Mane's goal was ruled out. I understand that. That was the rule that was laid out to us, and when it happens, it happens. I knew as soon as I seen the replay it wasn't going to be given. Too many loopholes for VAR, said Pepper Red. Lallana gets too much disrespect, said Mr. A. Yes, possibly. I possibly would agree with you, mate. I think he's a squad player at best, and I'm not going to hide I would have moved him on in the summer, but he made the difference today, and for that I am very grateful. Atkinson is a Liverpool hater, said O-Dog. You've got a lot of tough games coming up, said Mayday going down. Yeah, we do, but you know what? Everybody plays everybody twice. We've got Spurs coming to Anfield next week. I think we'll do them. I really do. Manchester City coming in November, but these are all big games and you've got to be up for them and you've got to get the results. Chamberlain was class, said Harry. You're lucky as fuck. Again, mate, if you're going to come on and try and troll us, it's not you dumb fuck. It's you are lucky as fuck. Why is it that trolls are idiots? 1, 2, 3, Domigi. Why? It's you are, mate. Get yourself a fucking education before you try and come on and be little people, you dumb fuck. It's you are, not your. Learn the difference. Hello Craig, what a nerve wracker that was. Did well to get the point. We didn't deserve 3 though. I agree with that, Clive. We didn't deserve 3. And look, I'm going to be harsh on people who come in trolling because you show us disrespect and you will fucking get it back. You come in and show our subscribers and us in the chat respect and you will get it back from us 100%. I don't put up with dickheads in here because there's no need for it, quite frankly. Fuck VAR, said Alfie. I'm happy with the result. Come on Liverpool, said Imran. Naby looked good, said Billy. I like that from Maverick. Release the Elliot. Who starts in midfield against Genk, said Jamie. I'm imagining we'll probably see Jimmy Milner come in, mate. I think Naby Keita might get a start, against Genk. And after that, Fabinho probably plays alongside them. We need to stop playing Hendo and Genie together, said O-Dog. We should drop one of them for Keita or Oxlade-Chamberlain. Wesley said, laughing my ass off, you tell that troll. The thing is, Wesley, look, mate. You've come in, you've had a bit of fun, you've been nice, and I will show you respect, mate, as long as you show it to everybody else. But if people come in being dickheads, why should I hold back? There's people in here that are putting in thoughtful and wonderful comments and sharing aspects of the game with people. And other people just come in and try and be funny, and they're not. And they're usually idiots that can't even string a fucking sentence together. What do you think the score will be in the Tottenham game, said Sancho Gibbo. I think we'll beat them 2 or 3-0, mate, if I'm being honest, particularly if they play the way they've been playing lately. MUFC Gamer, and to be fair, I want to give credit to MUFC Gamer here because this is something that he said time and time again. VAR is horse muck, even though it benefited United today. I always appreciate your comments, mate. Thank you. Lee Newman said, unlucky that we didn't get the win as United. I don't think anyone really deserved to win the game, mate. United showed up, they put in a good performance, credit where it's due, but it was a game that probably deserved a draw, to be honest. Jamie said, I hate trolls. So do I, mate. They're dickheads. Dara said, how do I think Trent played? It's difficult, mate, because I will say he wasn't great, but I would like to know something before I gave a real analysis of Trent. Is he asked not to take chances? Because he doesn't seem to be going around the outside of players or trying to take players on a lot. If the opportunity's there to run into space, he'll do it. But when he's in possession with Trent lately, and it could be an instruction from the manager, particularly away from home, he's turning inside to protect the ball. I can see why he does it. But by doing that, it's slowing up play, and it usually ends up with him playing the ball back to Joel Matip or Virgil van Dijk and us trying to start again. You can understand it from some aspects because if he turns over possession, we've seen when Origi turned over possession how quickly United counter-attacked. So I'm sure it's probably an instruction from the manager. That being said, it wasn't his greatest performance today, but it happens. It wasn't none of our guys were great today. Chrysler, is it Luther? Excuse me, said daylight robbery. Again, I don't think we deserved the win, but Atkinson was the disgrace. The Maharani's closet said we've no creativity down the middle. We just pass and pass sideways. Rely too much on the flanks. We need Keita to start. I agree. We badly need Naby Keita or Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain to get a run in that midfield. But to be fair to the manager, it was their own fitness issues that have stopped us from having that opportunity. I think we're going to see it happen now. Kevin Pereira said Robertson didn't have a great game. Peter van der Shan said Trent and Robbo were neutralised in the first half. Yeah, look, you know what, Peter? That's a very good point, mate. It's easy for me to come on here, I suppose, and talk badly about our own performance, but you've got to give Manchester United some credit. They're a team that are on their arse at the minute. The manager's under pressure. They're at home. The fans have an expectation, and what you want to see from your team in that position is fight. And they got that today. Manchester United fought for every ball today. As much as I think it was a foul and their goal, you can't take away the build-up play from their goal. It was good work on the right-hand side. Lovely ball across and a good finish by Marcus Rashford. I don't want to take away from Manchester United's performance today because they're not a great side, but they came and fought today. And for that, they deserve credit. From our side, we weren't great at all. That's not United's problem. It's not up to United for us to play well. It's up to us to go there and dictate the game. There was talk of people saying 5 and 6s for Liverpool today. It was never going to happen. I thought we might beat them by a couple of goals, but we didn't play well. And I think a draw is probably a fair result for today's game. We pinned United in for a good part of that second half. United were defending quite well. Our attack was fairly obvious. As people said, we were just moving it slowly from side to side. And yeah, I just think a draw is probably a fair result. Again, though, I want to get to some more of your comments. VAR needs sorting out, said Wayne. Robertson had a poor game, said Nathan Carter. We need somebody like Sancho. I don't know, mate. The way I've seen Sancho's attitude, have you not seen he was dropped by Dortmund because he showed up late from international duty? He's been dropped previously as well for being constantly late for training. I'd rather a Kai Havertz, mate, than a Sancho because I don't know about the young man's attitude. Now, I don't know him, of course, but I'm just going by if his manager's dropping him because he's had a bad attitude, then it's not somebody I see Jurgen Klopp putting an arm around and bringing into the club. Andy said it was a fair result today. We didn't get beat, so let's move on. I agree, Andy, mate. I think it was a fair result. Do we think we missed Salah today? Yes, but look, you're always going to miss a player of Mohamed Salah's quality. Teams like Man United make me sick, said Liverpool till I die. I don't have any issues with United today, mate, personally. United went out and they did what they did. They put in a performance. Yes, I thought they went to ground easily at times, but if the referee lets them away with it, if a referee lets them away with taking a time over goal kicks, they're going to do it. And I'd expect Liverpool to do the same. Good to see the team keep fighting to the end. A good point to take away, said Mr. Trump. Shaqiri's injured. It's his leg somewhere. Thank you, Aaron, for that one. Park the bus, said Jay Silver. We didn't know Salah was going to be out, said Shay. Yeah, it was touch and go, mate, right up into the last minute, wasn't it? And hearing Klopp talk before the game, he seemed to suggest that Mo should be alright for Wednesday. The Maharani's closet said we rely too much on our wide play. We need to get K to start, and I think you said that earlier on, mate. But again, I agree with your point. Man United played defensively and hit us on the counter attack, said Gareth Pedersen. They did. And they got a goal from it, mate. Whatever we think, and I think about the fact that it should have been a free kick, United turned the ball over and they were clinical. Tom Jones said Naby, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Lallana all showed today where they deserve more minutes. People forget how good Lallana and Oxlade-Chamberlain were before their injuries. I think Oxlade-Chamberlain in particular, for me, mate, him and Naby Keita, I'm expecting big things from when they come back to fitness, and they seem to be showing signs of that at the minute. Redman said we were much better after the subs came on. Fair point, mate. I agree with you. Peter van der Shan's United plays 5 across the back and plays the wing backs high up to keep Robertson and Trent in their own half. Finn, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Tylo 28ful? And he said really question mark. I don't know what that's in relation to, buddy. If it's in relation to the stream title, yes, Atkinson is a cheat. Clear as day. I've went through at the start of the stream 5 or 6 reasons for my point about saying Atkinson is a cheat, but I don't want that to take away from Manchester United's performance because I'm not here to slate United. United put in a shift today. Fair play to them. What else have we got? I think we definitely need to win November 10th, said David, against Manchester City. Yes, we can't go through the 2 games, David, with Manchester City this season and take 1 point like we did last season. We at least need to grab 3 points at home from those 2 games, and those 2 games could have a massive impact, probably will have a massive impact on where the Premier League title goes at the end of the season. Christian said subs changed the momentum. I agree with you, mate. Atkinson robbed us for sure, said Cameron. Gaming Guy said, I think we missed Shaqiri and Salah on that right hand side. Yeah, and I think, yes, look, you're definitely going to miss Mohamed Salah in these situations, without a shadow of a doubt. He's a massive player and would have given United a lot of problems. I bigged Origi up before the game. I was hoping for a lot more from him. I don't think he was particularly poor, but he was as poor as everybody else, if that makes sense. Dara said our bench was screaming out for Brewster today. Brewster or Elliott, mate. I mean, Harvey Elliott probably would have went on there and had a run at them as well. And I think at times that's what we were missing. We were moving the ball slowly from side to side, and sometimes it takes a young player like that, full of confidence, like when Oxlade-Chamberlain came on, they just pick up the ball and drive at them sometimes. Atkinson was definitely favouring United, said UK beats. Domestic Butler said our B team probably would have won in hindsight and we could have rested lots of players. Joanne, how are you? Joanne said, my lad said Atkinson or Alisson Becker was on too soon. I'm not too sure after he's put in the training. I don't think there was any issues around Alisson today, Joanne, from my side anyway. I mean, from the goal, not too much he could have done. I didn't really remember making any errors. So I don't think our keeper really played any impact on today's game. Don't remember Alisson doing too much wrong or having anything major to do. The goal, from United's perspective, as I said, credit where it's due. Good counter-attack and a good finish from Marcus Rashford. But as bad as we were today, and we were bad, it's still good to see that we left there with at least a point. It's good to see that with that poor performance, with the robbery from Martin Atkinson, that we still kept going right to the end and tried to win the game, even when we got the equaliser. You could see we were celebrating, but the players were saying to each other, fucking get back to the halfway line and let's restart this game and go and try and get the win. Yasser said, still unbeaten, 6 points clear, we march on. Both VAR decisions correct, said Zion. Jeffrey, mate, they weren't correct. The one for Sadio Mane, I've said this during the watch along, I agree, the goal disallowed, correct decision. But nobody can say, mate, that wasn't a foul on Divock Origi. I'm gathering you're probably a United fan, Zion, but I don't know, mate. But be honest about it, it was a foul. Anywhere else on the pitch or any other time that was given as a foul, let's be fair about it. Are Tottenham next in the league? Yes, but we have a game on Wednesday, mate, against Genk away in the Champions League. Liverpool legend said Oxlade-Chamberlain was Liverpool's man of the match. Pat Hammond said, Craig, I wish the team turned up in the last 20 minutes and been there from the start. Yeah, I mean, it took us to go behind and to be facing our first loss of the season to actually start playing a bit better, mate. I agree. Alisson's passing was excellent today, said Graham. That's what you get, mate, isn't it? That's what you get from Alisson Becker. His distribution is phenomenal as well, obviously, his goalkeeping ability. But yeah, it is great to have him back. Adrian was a great understudy, but, you know, Alisson is a different level. Grim Jimbo said, we aren't the finished article, we're still top of the Premier League table. Pat Hammond said, agreed, the old Liverpool would have rolled over and lost that game. Anfield would be different, said Mr. Kurt Cobain. If only that was the real Kurt Cobain. Obviously, he's brown bread, but big fan. Well played to United. Let's focus on the 3 games coming up, said Finn. We need Robbie Fowler to teach our forwards to be more clinical. We want poachers in that box, said Tom Jones. Yes, and Firmino should have done better in the first half, I agree. Can you explain why we played so many long balls today, Craig? I can't, Dara, and I said it in commentary, mate. I agree with you. Why were we playing long balls up to Sadio Mane when he had 3 centre-backs marking him? What were we expecting to happen there? It's not like we were playing them over the top for him to run onto. We were playing them trying to get onto his head. I agree. It seems strange. United had the run of the game thanks to the referee, said Jim Scouse. Craig, I think being disappointed with a draw just goes to show how great we are. It's a really good point, DickieBo123. And thank you for the comment, mate. Yeah, you're right. Going to Old Trafford and being annoyed about a draw does show how far we've come. We scored a goal. We started playing like European Cup winners, said Storm Thomas. Eric said we need major upgrades in that midfield as shown in the first half. No creative players, just workhorses bossed by a poor Manchester United midfield. I agree today, Eric, mate. I agree. Our midfield wasn't good enough. We do need an Naby Keita or an Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in there to give us something. It's good having a Fabinho and a workhorse in there, like a Genie or a Henderson or a Milner, but you do need that spark as well. Eki69 said referee's a joker. What else we got? I think Liverpool beat Spurs 3-1, said David. Ladies and gents, if you can do me one favour, if you are enjoying today's stream, please do hit that subscribe button. We're edging towards 24k bit by bit. With your help, we'll get to our 25k total. our 25k goal as soon as possible. But yes, if you're enjoying the stream, please do hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on, and give the stream a thumbs up. Score prediction for the Genk match. Jamie, we'll do a full preview of that, mate, on Tuesday. I'm probably going to go with 3-1 away win for the Reds. Yeah, but look, as I said, Mark Goldbridge will be joining me tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for a review of this game. And then on Tuesday, we'll do a full preview ahead of the Genk game on Wednesday. What do you think of the tackles on James as UK beats? Look, he was winded and fairly winded. It was a genuine winding. But the guy goes to ground too easily and just stays down. Like, you can see from the sly glances up that he's looking to see what's going on to decide how long he's going to stay back on the ground for. And he goes to ground too easily. He's a wonderful footballer, tons of talent, but he needs to cut that out of his game. United played well because they got away with everything from Atkinson to Adam Parks. Atkinson should be banned from refereeing, said Yasser. I cannot say strongly enough how much I think he's a cheating bastard. I can't say that strongly enough. If we won this game, if we'd have pinched that at the end, I promise you I would still be on here saying that Martin Atkinson is a cheat. Because that's gone beyond poor refereeing today. That was blatant in what he was doing. You cannot penalise Fabinho for one thing and then let United away with two or three versions of the exact same thing. It's just disgraceful. Who got man of the match? I don't actually know. Aaron, maybe Pereira for United, I'm not sure. These derby games are close. Liverpool need Atkinson to do his job, said Yasser. Keita was excellent, said Leeds. You'll never walk alone. Any late night agenda? No, mate. Not after all of the work from today. No, we've done, what? Probably 3.5 hours worth of content today, so there'll be no late night agenda tonight, buddy. Well done to our subs. They showed up and did a good job, said Liverpool legends. Was there not an agreement made before the game that the ref wouldn't look at the screens himself? Corrupt prick. I don't know what, Jay. I don't know what to say, mate. I mean, how hard would it have been for VAR to say, look, Martin, we thought there was contact there. Maybe go over and have a look at the side of the pitch yourself. But it just seems to be in the Premier League, VAR won't do anything outside of rule offside. That's all they seem to do. Daniel James is a fraud, said Adam Parks. Michael Oliver's the best referee in the Premier League. I've said that for a long time, Casper. I completely agree with you. He is the best in the Premier League at the minute. Atkinson has always been our nemesis, said Bernadette. Kev, who's been at the game, Kev, I hope you get home safely, mate. Said VAR is wank. That was a horrible feeling, being in the stands and celebrating, then it going against us. Don't help but a wank ref. Look, from the Mane perspective, Kev, the goal was rightly disallowed. I've got to be honest in my assessment. There was a handball in there, accidental or not. The rules are that if there's a handball that leads to a goal, even if it's accidental, it's ruled out. But the real VAR argument, Kev, has to be around the foul not given on Divock Origi. And then there was a claim for a penalty towards the end of the game as well. It hit the shoulder of Fred. It was never a penalty for me. I think correctly it was just given as a corner. I think a new formation would work, said Finn. Look, I don't know what it is. When we go to Old Trafford against a poor United side, they seem to play to the best of their ability and we seem to play bang average. That's 2 seasons in a row now. My uncle, who's a referee, is better than Atkinson, takes no nonsense and dishes out a lot of yellow, said Tom Jones. How were you guys robbed? By Atkinson, perhaps, Hazario 47. Are you going to honestly tell me, with a clear conscience, mate, that wasn't the foul on Divock Origi? Are you going to honestly tell me that when Fabinho gets a yellow card, and a correct yellow card, for his foul on a United player, United got away with 3 of the exact same fouls with Martin Atkinson without a yellow card being given? Are you going to tell me that when Daniel James went down and we were on a counter-attack, he stopped the game, but when Daniel James went down and United were on a counter-attack, he allowed the game to flow? He picked and chose the fucking rules to suit his agenda today, and Martin Atkinson is a fucking disgrace. Now, that doesn't mean that we were robbed because we played shit ourselves. We have to look ourselves in the mirror here and say that our performance wasn't good enough. A draw was probably a correct result. I'm taking nothing away from United here. It's not their fault Martin Atkinson didn't blow the whistle. Man United did what we're told to do, play to the whistle. They carried on, they counter-attacked and they scored. Nothing wrong with it from their perspective. My argument here is only with the referee, VAR and the assistant referees. Nothing against Manchester United for their performance. Martin said a creative midfield is sorely missed. Liverpool should complain against the referee. It would fall on deaf ears, mate. It would be completely pointless. They don't give a fuck. James Pearce has a quote here from Jurgen Klopp. Said the problem is the ref let it run because we've got VAR and then VAR doesn't want to overrule the ref. It makes no sense. For me it was so clear. I calmed the bench down because I was so sure it would be disallowed. So that's a quote from James Pearce that Jurgen Klopp said in his post-match press conference, and he's right. He's right. What the fuck is the point of VAR? And it's easy for me to sit here and complain about it today, it being Liverpool's turn to get fucked over. Somebody else will happen next week. Somebody else will happen the week after. VAR needs to actually do something or just fucking ditch it. You can't just have VAR there for offside decisions, because that's what seems to be the case. Pundit saying the ref couldn't see it. He was watching it happen and literally stops and turns around. Well, that's the thing. If he doesn't see it, that's surely what VAR is there for. Surely. If he doesn't see it, then he can say to VAR, you know, my sight was impeded. And VAR can say, well, Martin, we think maybe you should go and have a look at that, mate. There could have been a foul in the build-up, but we'll leave it up to you. That didn't even happen. What's the point? Atkinson deserves a loud booing next time he referees any game at Anfield. I won't tell you what I think he deserves, mate, but we'll move on. Last King Rollo said Atkinson has cost United games before. I agree. Yes, and he probably cost you more, mate. Atkinson's a terrible referee. Please don't think, any United fans watching, I'm not having a go at Manchester United here. You guys did nothing wrong today. You went out, you played for your manager, you put in a good performance at home. Your crowd were right behind you. Not your fault that the goal wasn't ruled out. You do what you do. I've nothing against United here. Honestly, I promise you, my argument here is only with Martin Atkinson. United deserve credit for their performance today. We were awful, but we didn't give up, and that's important as well. It's important that we took something from this game. Klopp could punch the ref. You know, you never want to see violence, but I'd say he was fucking close at some points. Mentality monsters didn't let a bad referee beat us at Anthony Davies. And again, as bad as we were Anthony, mate, I agree with you. We didn't give up today, and we left there with a point. We didn't leave there with nothing, which is really important. Chris Madge had 4 VAR incidents yesterday because the refs are not looking at the screens they're being given. It's a reffing problem. Sack the feckers. Didn't think Origi was bad at all. He was all right. He was as bang average as anybody else out there, I suppose, mate. I mean, somebody at the start of the stream tried to blame the performance on Henderson. I mean, that always happens. Henderson wasn't great. He definitely wasn't, but there was other people there that were every bit as bad today. John Cable said Atkinson always favours United. He shouldn't be allowed to ref games, in my opinion. VAR is useless. So many crap decisions. This time, it's us who got fucked, said Guard. Again, I agree. It's us today. It'll be somebody else next week. The draw is better than losing. You're absolutely right, Troy Moore. I completely agree. I said before the match that if this game finishes today as a draw, it's not the end of the world, but it's about how you get to that point. And we were terrible. We were absolutely terrible, but we didn't give up and we ground out a draw, and that's important. We need reinforcements in January, said Nathan Brooks. I don't think we're going to get them, mate. I agree to an extent. I said in the summer I thought we could have done with another player. I would have liked us to have gone after Timo Werner. I know a lot of people want us to go after Kai Havertz. I think he's going to stay where he is till at least the end of the season. It's rumoured Timo Werner has a 30 million quid buyout clause in his new Leipzig contract, so he's still gettable if that was the case. But we do know as well that Jurgen Klopp has the utmost of faith in young Ryan Brewster, and he will shine. It will take time. Ryan Brewster will be introduced slowly, but he will be a great player for this club going forward. Doesn't mean we shouldn't go and buy somebody else though, because I think you probably need six players for that front three. What else we got here? Martin Tyler is a closet mank. Not even closet, mate. It was blatant today. Manchester United. It's not United's fault though. That's the thing. It's the referees. It's not United. United did nothing today. United did nothing wrong today whatsoever. They carried on, played to the whistle and did their job. If the referees don't make the right fucking calls, I can't be sitting here moaning about United. I thought United did alright today. If I'm a United fan, yeah, I'm disappointed that they let the game slip away and they took a point, but I'm proud that at least their team showed up. And it kills me saying that, because I wanted us to go there and absolutely bitch slap United, but we didn't play anywhere near our potential. What else have we got? Today's worst player in Liverpool is Henderson. Was he? Really? I don't know. That's your opinion, mate. You're fully entitled to it. I didn't think there was anybody who was tremendously awful. I thought everybody was a 6, 5 out of 10. We need a striker like Giroud who can come off the bench and score. Do you think City will catch up on us? No. Morad, I don't, mate. We've played difficult games. We've played United away. We've played Arsenal. We've played Chelsea away. We've got Spurs coming up. We've had a fairly difficult start to the season. We've played Leicester City as well. And we're 6 points clear. We've dropped 2 points out of a possible 27. I'm very happy with our start to the season. Trent's balls into the box weren't great today, said UK Beats. Disappointing performance, said Shea Trainer. What else have we got? The whole team was awful today, said Casper. Pretty much, mate, yes. Gary Richards said Liverpool were poor but got a point. Should have won the game towards the end. Kurt Cobain said the front three were average today. We miss Salah when he doesn't play as he draws defenders to him, frees up space for Bobby and Sadio. Origi doesn't do that, said John Cable. Sam said Henderson was awful. Why does Hendo get all the hate? Tell me, if you think Jordan Henderson was so bad, fair enough. What the fuck did Fabinho do today? What the fuck did Gini Wijnaldum do today? What the fuck did Trent Alexander-Arnold do today? Answer me that. It's easy to slate Henderson because he's a figure that people point to all the time when we don't play well. It's always Henderson's fault. Well, Gini Wijnaldum was shit today. Fabinho wasn't great today. And I've pointed out other players who weren't great today. So yeah, there was a lot of them that weren't great. But let's stop the fucking Hendo hate. It's not always Henderson's fault. What did you think of Goldbridge's reaction to the game? I haven't seen it, mate. I haven't seen Mark's reaction to the game. I just got ready for our own stream. I'll be catching up with Mark tomorrow. He's coming on the show at 9 o'clock. So again, make sure you've got your notifications turned on. Make sure you subscribe. Myself and Mark will be chatting about the game tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Didn't think Henderson was that bad compared to the rest of the teams at UK Beats. If there was one player you could sign right now, who would it be? Kai Havertz. Honestly, I thought Oxlade-Chamberlain scored. It was a good strike. He did well on his left foot as well. Yeah, just wide. Dara said Robertson's cross made the difference. Shame Trent couldn't do the same. Do you think Liverpool have a proper backup for the front three? I think we will in Ryan Brewster, mate, long term. But it's a difficult position because you want Ryan Brewster to have an opportunity to come through and prove how good he is. But at the same time, having that extra bit of quality there today to come off that bench would have made a massive difference. So I understand the calls for another forward. I really do, and I back them, quite honestly. We're poor as a team today, said Kyle Davies. I thought Origi was really poor. Salah's boots are too big from the fill. Firmino wasn't that good for us today. Poor performance, said Sodos. I agree with you, mate. I thought Firmino's touch was awful today. Yeah, him and Mane just weren't at the races really today at all. Dave Smith said disappointed at a draw. United away shows how far we've come. I agree, Dave, you're right, mate, but we've set ourselves such a high level, haven't we, this season? But yeah, overall 25 points over 27 and a 6-point lead isn't too shabby at all. Erupta said 3 points, we were robbed. Jack's Page said, what about the Trent shot at the end? Yeah, he sliced just underneath it. You could tell when he hit it, it was always going over, but at least he had a crack. Good luck, Jurgen Klopp, making the starting 11 for the next match, said Casper. Brian said, didn't you hear, Craig? It's always Henderson's fault. It seems to be. It's a laziness, isn't it, Brian? It's a lazy attitude to have that we didn't play well, blame Henderson. It happens time and time again. Henderson wasn't great, but neither were the rest of the fucking team. We should know our midfield lineup is weak. What else we got? We needed Stevie G today. I mean, those days are well gone. Today I saw over the world football crazy is... What's this? Today I saw all over the world crazy Liverpool is a winner now. Said yay. Midfield for me during the week against Genk, probably looking at Fabinho, Milner and Keita. Or Fabinho, Milner and Oxlade-Chamberlain. Stop panicking, said Simon. I'm not panicking, mate. I'm calm as fuck. I'm still fully convinced we're going to go win the league. And 25 points out of 27 is a very good start. Fred, penalty. No, hit his shoulder, buddy. I'd love to be sitting here and saying yes, penalty, but I always try to be honest in my opinions, and the same way I said that I can understand why Mane's goal was ruled out, I thought Fred hit his shoulder, and shoulder is, you're allowed to use your shoulder, so I don't think it was a penalty. What else we got? We should definitely buy a midfielder or middle fiddler, said Brian Morrissey. It's all Shaqiri's fault, said Connor. He didn't do anything today. Wink wink, nudge nudge, wasn't even in the squad. Kurt Cobain said, here's a positive. Oxlade-Chamberlain and Keita got to play, could be back fully fit. Yes, and they did look bright, both of them, when they came on. Point rescued, let's smash Spurs at Anfield now, said yes sir. I blame Brexit, said Stephen Booker. Yeah, fuck it, let's all blame Brexit for this one. It's all Boris Johnson's fault. Fuck him. Look, ladies and gents, I'm going to bring this stream to a close in a few minutes, but if you have enjoyed it and if you're enjoying the channel, As I said, please do hit that subscribe button. We're narrowing in on 24k. We want to try and get to 25 as soon as we can. So we need your help and your support, and you've been very good to us since the channel has started. Hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on, and don't forget to give the stream a thumbs up as well. As I said on last night's stream, Connor did a sleep out and aid of Focus Ireland, which is a homeless charity doing really good things. He did that Friday night, along with many CEOs of major companies throughout Ireland. I know Facebook were there. I know other big companies in Ireland were there. There is a link in the description below if you want to support Connor and his fundraising charity work for Focus Ireland. All the money donated goes straight to Focus Ireland, as you'll see from the link below. We back Connor. Connor's the other half of this channel, by the way, for those of you watching for the first time. And as I said, he does this every year, and we like to support him. We don't have super chats on the channel. We don't have ads turned on. So if you want to support Connor, please do click that link below, and know that all your money goes to a really, really good cause. Adrian would have saved that. Would he? I mean, the keeper did the fuck all wrong there, mate. Absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever. It was a really good ball across the 6-yard box and good centre forward play. But if you think Adrian would have saved it, then I'm not going to convince you otherwise. Dara said all 3 subs that came on today were coming back from long-term injuries, so fair play to them. I thought they made an impact, Dara. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, buddy. Was great releasing 6 balloons up to the roof. They'll be shooting them down with an air rifle, said Kev. Atkinson should be banned. Connor has put the link into his Everyday Hero page there. As you can see, the Anfield agenda icon there. It's just, yeah, it's for a really good cause, as I said. And so we'd love you to help Connor. Click on that link. All the details are there. And every single penny goes directly to a really good cause. You should have ads, said Joseph Stalin supports Liverpool. It's a decision that we made, mate, that we're alright as things stand. We don't use the channel to make money for a living. We only use it to buy equipment and keep the channel going. And as things stand, we don't need the money, so what's the point? We don't turn on the ads. We're just here to meet Reds and get people to have a chat about football. Maybe in the long term it'll turn into a business, but right now it's just not our goal. So fucking no need for ads. So I know how annoying it is when ads pop up, so we just want people to come together and have a chat about the football. Nothing good about Man United, just feeding bitter, mate, said Adil. What else have we got? Doug said stole a point versus United today. Atkinson is a disgrace of a referee. Aaron said, do you think United goal could have been cleared? It was good attacking play from United, I have to say, after the foul on Origi that was let away. I mean, you can't blame United one bit. From their perspective, it was a good finish. It was a good counter-attack and a good goal. Atkinson should go to Silkeborg, said Casper. Right, look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring the stream to a close. Thank you so much, as always. Liverpool have gone to Old Trafford and left with a point. It's not the worst result at the end of the day, but it's not what we'd all hope for. We're still top of the Premier League with a 6-point lead. Spurs come to Anfield next week in another massive game for the Reds. I'll be back tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Monday at 9 o'clock. I'll be joined by Mark Goldridge for a full review of today's game at Old Trafford, and then after that we'll have tomorrow's late night agenda. Thank you so much for your support. As always, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and I'll chat to you wonderful people tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Sundays. Up to motherfucking Reds.